So our album, like our new album, Mosaic, came out 2 weeks ago, and I must say that the response was really good in the scene. We had so much good feedback. I mean, obviously some people didn't like it maybe, but we are really happy because we tried to do something really different. And you know, when you try to do something new, you never know how it goes. If people will like it, or maybe not that much, or it will maybe grow on them. But the feedback so far has been really overwhelming, especially from the scene itself. We had like support and tweets by people like High Contrast, London Electricity, even people outside of the drum and bass scene like DJ Craze, Jaws. So actually, we didn't think it would blow up like this. So we are really happy and thankful that people understand and appreciate that we try to do something new.
So when we started this whole album or this project, we had no name for it at that time, which was like 3.5 years ago. And we had so many different ideas and so many small projects and templates. We weren't really in a mindset of writing songs, but rather in a mindset of writing single ideas, and afterwards putting some of those ideas together to create one song. So you could say that even the tracks themselves, they are basically built like a mosaic, you know. Sometimes, for example, Ember, the intro existed for way longer than like the main part. And the drums were a project on their own. So we kind of have a totally different approach now in making music than we had a few years ago. Because a few years ago we said, okay, let's write a tune in this or that kind of vein. Now we just have some kind of feeling or emotion in our head we want to put down, and if we don't do anything with that for a while, that's totally cool, but we got it, you know, we can always go back into that and use it for something and combine it. So some tunes that they are changing up completely, and that is exactly the reason why, because we thought it's cool that they don't really follow your typical songwriting arrangement, but rather are storytelling.
Matthews has been a friend, like a good friend of ours for over 10 years now. We are exchanging like track ideas on a daily basis. So it was actually not that hard. We are giving each other feedback for a long time, and we had this clip laying around that was like the drop as it is now in Mandala. That's what we had like beforehand, and he loved it. And we haven't been sure if we are using it for the album, or maybe keep it for a later project. And then we thought maybe he loved it a lot, so we had like two weeks time till the deadline for the album dropped. So actually that was the last tune or the second last tune we did for the album. So we put our heads together and looked how we can evolve it to a full tune, and we are really happy with it because now it's like 3 tunes in one. Like the intro is very different to the drop, and the switches drop, and actually 4 tunes because the second drop is something like completely different as well. It goes like a journey, and I'm very happy as well because it's like a very drum bass tune, and that was important for us for our album as well, and it works very, very well on the dance floor.
I mean, yeah, so I didn't only add my voice to Honesty, I'm also singing on Heat of the Moment and Passion. But Heat of the Moment was actually the first tune that we started writing lyrics on and that we were singing on, like I was singing on. But Honesty was the first one that we put out to the people. And I think singing-wise, that's probably my best effort on this album. I have to say, it took us a while to start realizing that this is actually the way to go for us, because it doesn't involve an external singer who has a totally different idea of where to take the instrumental, you know? And we kind of wanted to keep it personal and kind of fragile in a way. So we thought it's cool to just write our own lyrics to it and sing on top of it, because it keeps it CAMO KROOKED, you know, it doesn't add another touch to it. And I gotta say, it was really difficult for me in the first place when I started recording, because it's just, you have no confidence when you do that. It's like when you stand on stage for the first time and DJ. But when we released Honesty, the feedback was really, really good, and that gave us a lot of confidence to do more. So actually for us in the future, we will try to write more stuff, like more vocal stuff by ourselves.
I mean, we already had 2 live shows in the past. We had like a Cross the Line tour with the LED cage. We had like the Zeitgeist show with the infinity symbol, and like me playing drums and Marcus playing some keys and stuff like this. And now we are just working on a new live show for the Mosaic project. It will include like analog synths, and like we will try to do as much as possible on our own. You know, like it's not like other shows where you have a drummer and a singer. We try to do like as much as it's crazy out here. We just try to do as much as possible on our own, and make a unique audio experience for the crowd with a lot of energy.
We are already having a handful of remixes finished that we are also gonna play in our sets. It always depends on how many we get together, but the idea is definitely to put out a whole remix album. We've sent out some requests to some artists we really love, you know, mostly within the drum bass scene, but also we got some people outside of the drum bass scene who just love our tracks, the new ones, and they just want to put their own twist on it. So we just see where it takes us with this. It has to feel quite natural. We don't want to force anyone to do a remix. They have to like the tune they want to remix in the first place. But we are pretty confident that we get together a really, really good bundle by the end of the year that we can release. We probably play more than twice a year in Spain, but we played, I would say, 2 festivals in Spain a year, and I mean, the response is always amazing. It seems that we have a really good fan base here since, I don't know when we started coming out here first. I guess it's 2010, 2011. And people are always, they kind of know what's happening within the drum bass scene. And for a long time we thought that, you know, in Spain only the kind of harder stuff is working well, but over the years they really adapted, and now also our newer stuff it really works on the dance floor, which is really good for us to see.
When we are traveling, we try to have like a big variety of foods, obviously trying the local food, but one of our favorite meals is definitely the ramen, like Japanese food. Maki rolls and ramen is one of my favorites.
The favorite country is always the one with the best parties, and that changes every week, I would say. Yeah, we gotta say, our favorite festival that we have played is probably our own. It's called New Forms Festival. It's in Austria. It's full on drum and bass, and it's just a family vibe. It's incredible. The people that are raving there and the artists, they're having such a good time. Nobody ever wants to leave the venue because it's just such a cool vibe. People are going off, they know every single tune, and it just feels right. The last song I listened to was today on the plane, and it was by Rival Consoles, What Sorrow. It's like an experimental melodic techno guy who really puts his own twist on the genre. If you don't know Rival Consoles, you should check him out.
Hey, this is Camo.
And this is Crooked.
And we are saying hi to our Spanish fans and
big up WololoSound.
boom!